All right, guys. Once again, I want to welcome you back to church today. And it seems that here in this video, Dr. Abel Damina is really calling out many pastors and is also enlightening them about the kind of messages they should be preaching to their congregation. So, guys, let us just listen to Dr. Abel Damina in this particular teaching. And don't forget to join us here, like, share, and subscribe for more updates on this channel. So let us listen to Dr. Abel Damina.
The word church is a codified language. The moment you hear church, what should come to your mind is Exodus. A people that were saved from bondage. A people that were raised from the dead. So meaning that a church has definite leaders. A church has authority. A church is a gathering, and a church has meetings. A church has definite leaders. A church has authority. A church is a gathering, and a church has meetings. So all these things must be found before it is called church by the original plan of God for the church. At the Exodus, there was leadership, there was order. At the Exodus, there were meetings. At the Exodus, there were teaching, doctrine. At the Exodus, there was practice. And that is what was called the church. I go over the list. At the Exodus, they had leadership. They had order. At the Exodus, they had meetings, teaching. There was doctrine. There was practice. So go back to Exodus, the 18th chapter, the 21st verse. Exodus 18:21, PJ.
Moreover, thou shalt provide out of all the people able men such as fear God, men of truth, hating covetousness, and place such over them to be rulers of thousands and rulers of hundreds, rulers of 50s and rulers of 10s.
And rulers, take note of the word rulers of 50s, rulers of 10s. Give me verse 22, PJ.
And let them judge the people at all seasons, and it shall be that every great matter they shall bring unto thee, but every small matter they shall judge. So shall it be easier for thyself, and they shall bear the burden with thee.
They shall bear the burden with thee. This is the office of what you can call the shepherd. The office of what you can call the shepherd. The word to rule there is functional with a shepherd. The word to rule is functional with a shepherd. Please stay with me. This is very important. To rule, to lead, to guide. They are all functionalities of the shepherd. To rule, to lead, to guide. Now let's go to Matthew, the 9th chapter. But before then, look at this. So where do we get those who lead? In the local church. Where do we get leaders from? Amongst the people. We don't import help. We raise help. We don't import leaders. We raise them from amongst the people. That's why the church is a training house where people are trained and given an opportunity to express what they have been taught. So we raise leaders from amongst the people. Very important. Amongst the brethren. But they are exemplary. Those leaders must have been seen to be exemplary. So you don't start being exemplary when you are given a responsibility. You are exemplary first. That is why you are given a responsibility. You don't start being exemplary because you are given responsibility. No, you take on responsibility. You become responsible. You become exemplary. You are in the forefront even though nobody has appointed you. You take charge of mobilizing people for evangelism. You bring in the people you disciple. When you disciple, you hand them over for more training. You go out, you take initiative, you get busy, and you become an example for others. When we see that ability and that example in you bearing fruit, then we ordain you an elder. Not that you are sitting down like a chairman, waiting for us to make you an elder. Then when you have the name elder, you now want to do elder. No, you are first an elder by responsibility, by example. All we are going to do is confirm it and give it official recognition. And give it what? Official recognition. Please pay attention. So you are giving responsibility because you are an example. That's the church. You are giving responsibility because you are an example. Now, who is supposed to choose the men? The Spirit or Moses? Moses. So which means God delegates the choice of whom he will use to the men he has chosen. God delegates the choice of whom he will use to the men he has chosen. Numbers 11 says, those that you know, choose able men, those that you know, and let them stand with you. See that? So the leadership has to know them, which means they must have demonstrated ability and exemplary life. Matthew chapter 9 verse 36, please pay attention. Matthew chapter 9 verse 36.
But when he saw the multitudes, he was moved with compassion on them, because they fainted and were scattered abroad as sheep having no shepherd.
Next verse.
Then saith he unto his disciples, the harvest truly is plenteous, but the laborers are few.
So question, who are the laborers? The laborers are shepherds. They were scattered as sheep without a shepherd. Laborers are few. The shepherd to shepherd them are few. Please stay with me. Oh. The shepherds to shepherd them are few. Give me verse 38 PJ of Matthew in the 9th chapter.
Pray ye therefore the Lord of the harvest, that he will send forth laborers into his harvest.
That he will push out laborers. Now please listen carefully. This phrase, sheep without a shepherd, is an Old Testament word, is a codified word. Honey, you observe, Jesus was healing, teaching, and praying for the sick. Yet he said they are scattered. They were healed, they were blessed by Jesus, but he still said they were scattered. He still said, even though they have received his ministry and the fruit of his ministry, they are sheep without a shepherd. So it's not enough to have teaching and preaching. There's more to it that makes you a sheep that has a shepherd. Then he said, these people, they are sheep without a shepherd. Now, when Jesus was arrested, let's try to explain that word shepherd. Matthew 26:31. Matthew chapter 26 verse 31. Let's go.
Then saith Jesus unto them, all ye shall be offended because of me this night. For it is written, I will smite the shepherd, and the sheep of the flock shall be scattered abroad.
I will smite the shepherd. The word shepherd there is the Greek word poimen. Poimen. P-O-I-M-E-N. Poimen. I will smite the poimen, and the sheep will scatter. Remember, I gave you a background that when what Moses did to Israel and the people is that he chose. He chose. He didn't leave Israel without a shepherd. So the word shepherd is the word poimen in the Greek, and the word poimen is where you have the word pastor. Poimen is where you have the word pastor. Look at Matthew 26:31. Matthew 26 verse 31. Power City, pay attention.
Then said Jesus unto them, all ye shall be offended because of me this night. For it is written, I will smite the shepherd, and the sheep of the flock shall be scattered abroad.
I will smite the pastor. So which means a good way to scatter a congregation is to have the people offended with their pastor. Once you can sow discord, once you can sow, discontent among the people, once you can gossip to a point where the people begin to look at their pastor one kind, you have smitten the shepherd. And the next thing is that the people will disengage. That's one of the ways to scatter the congregation. And Jesus said, you will be offended in me. And because of your offense, the shepherd will be smitten and the sheep will scatter. So when somebody is bringing gossip to you on the leadership, coming to tell you things that are unfounded, and you are giving him your ear, you're contributing to scatter God's flock. It's beyond gossip. It is Satan packaged in a story. It is Satan packaged in a tale. It is Satan packaged in a sweet discourse. Discourse that does not edify. Discourse that does not bring grace. Discourse that does not build anybody, both the talker and the hearer. Yet has impact on what God is doing on the earth. Critical. Matthew 25:32. Matthew 25:32. The word shepherd there is pastor. Go ahead, PJ.
And before him shall be gathered all nations, and he shall separate them one from another, as a shepherd divideth his sheep from the goats.
As a shepherd, a poor man divides the sheep from the goat. So please remove that thinking of a pastor you have had in your head, because there's a lot of new learning coming into play. Later on, just remove it first. Let's use Bible definition so we can stay with the Bible and not use modern terms for the scriptures. Look at Matthew 25:32 again. It says, as a pastor divides sheep from goats. So the first thing we saw about a shepherd in Matthew 9 is that a shepherd will go after. He will go after. He will go for evangelism. He will go and seek for people he will pastor. The people will not come automatic. It is the shepherd that will go and look for them. So evangelism is the pastor's work. Is the work of a pastor. Every pastor, every child of God ought to be involved in evangelism. So number one, he will go after. Number two, he is the laborer that brings the harvest in. He will bring in the harvest. Number three, he will separate the sheep from the goat. He will separate the sheep from the goat. You can take this down, read at home. Mark 6:34. Luke 14:27. Mark 14:27. Luke 14:27. Mark 14:27. Now literally you have the word used in Luke chapter 2 verse 15. While shepherds watch their flock by night. That's a literal one. Luke 2:15, the literal one. Luke 2:18, Luke 2:20. 15, 18, 20, same chapter. Then in John chapter 10 verse 2, PJ, John chapter 10 verse 2. John 10:2.
But he that entereth in by the door is the shepherd of the sheep.
He that entereth in by the door, that's Jesus. John 10:11.
I am the good shepherd, and I am the good shepherd. The good shepherd giveth his life for the sheep.
That's Jesus. So John chapter 10, you can read verse 12, verse 14, verse 16 is still talking about the good shepherd. Now, that word is pastor, shepherd. So the people Jesus sent out to go and preach, are they pastors? Huh? The people Jesus said, go ye into all the world and preach the gospel to every creature. Are they pastors? The people Jesus said, go and make disciples of all nations. Are they pastors? So question, who are supposed to be pastors? Every child of God. Every child of God is supposed to be a pastor. Every child, because the pastor will go out and seek for sheep. The pastor will go out and bring in the harvest. Then the pastor will divide the sheep from the goat, which is our responsibility. Every child of God that is born of God. You don't need a special encounter.
All right, guys, welcome back. What do you think? So I believe you learned one of two new lessons from this particular message, and whatever it is that is bothering you about this particular message, why can't you relate it in the comment section? And don't forget to join us here, like, shares, and subscribe for more updates on this channel. Then let us do this again in another video.